is an MEP? What's the point of the European Parliament? Is it relevant to young people in Wales? Jill Evans would know. As an MEP herself, she wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning, flies to Brussels to be in work by 9, convinced she can make a difference to Wales. To find out what an MEP or a member of the European Parliament does, 3 of us got invited to Brussels in Belgium to film this DVD, A Week in the Life of Jill Evans, where she spends the first half of a normal week. Jill, can you just tell me simply what an MEP does?
Basically, it's the same as an AM does in the Assembly or an MP in the House of Commons. We're members here of the European Parliament. We debate issues, we pass laws, and we represent our constituents in Wales.
The first committee Jill needs to attend to is to talk about mobile phone masts.
Well, this is one of the problems of having to travel so far to come to Parliament at the beginning of every week. I was up at 4:30 this morning to come for this item on mobile phones, which is so important to us in the Rhondda and in Wales, but unfortunately I arrived too late and it's already been discussed, so I've missed it. I'll be able to get the information, but I couldn't take part in the debate. Now I'll move on to the Women's Committee, which is the next item on my agenda today. I think even if people are just here for a month or a week or even a day, I think you do get some idea of how exciting the work is, how varied it is. We talk about all sorts of different issues. In Wales, in my constituency, there's not one single shelter or support network for all victims of trafficking. And how big Europe is now, 25 different member states, 25 different members of the European Union, and Wales, a little country. We need to fight really hard to get our voice heard here, and the more young people in Wales that help with that help to raise the profile of Wales and talk about the issues in Wales, then obviously the better it'll be.
It was a really weird experience being in a committee, as there were so many different languages being spoken. You had to listen to everything being translated through these headphones. I found out from Jill later on that she's not allowed to speak Welsh in the committees. Seems a bit harsh. Oh my God, Jill, how many of those do you sit through a day?
Oh, too many.
You get used to it though.
Well, the Women's Committee isn't so bad, it's not so long. The Environment Committee can go on for 3 days with a lot of discussion, but it's sometimes more interesting, sometimes less interesting.
I'll be dressed in black, remember back to the little girl who lost it all on contact. I'm missing the tears.
So what is a typical week in the life of an MEP?
Normally I leave home on Monday and come to Brussels, and I'm here till Thursday. There are committee meetings, sometimes the Parliament meets here.
Walking into where the Parliament meets was really impressive.
I have meetings with other groups who want to come and see me, whether it's voluntary organisations or companies who are lobbying.
Motorcycles, particularly smaller ones like scooters and so on, they can actually address social exclusion.
And obviously I get a lot of emails and posts from people in Wales, but also from other groups. So it's kind of daily office work apart from the committees. Then when I go back to Wales on Thursday, Friday, I usually travel around Wales a lot, meeting, again, different groups, a lot of voluntary groups. I believe strongly in campaigning, so I've always got several campaigns on the go. So I usually speak at public meetings or go to rallies and protests and meet as many people as I can, as well as talking to schools and youth groups, of course. So I think it's really important that as an MEP and as a member of a party that I do listen to what people are saying. I think one of the big problems in politics today is that people feel whatever they say, the political parties won't listen. We shouldn't be standing on this land because we were two of the people during the protest who were taken to the High Court in Cardiff and we had an injunction taken out against us, so we're actually legally not supposed to walk on this land at all. Llantyweed landfill site a few years ago was the site where there was a huge community protest. It was one of the first issues that people ever raised with me. It became a major issue as time went by and the problems got worse, and it ended up with us organising a community action where we blockaded the gates and we closed the tip for several months. It was a very important issue to me, not just because it's in the community where I live, but also because waste issues and environmental issues are very important to me as well, and I'm working on waste issues now in the European Parliament.
So the big question is, we all want to know, I'm sure we're all interested, you're doing all this hard work, how much do you get paid for it?
Well, I get asked that question a lot, and the answer is we get paid the same as MPs in our own countries, so it's about £60,000. It's a lot of money. It's a very well-paid job, and obviously we do work hard, but the pay is high for us. It's not the same in every country. It's different pay in every country, but I think we are paid very well.
Yeah, and I do. We noticed as we walked through the European Parliament that there were big green boxes outside every office. Jill, can you tell me about these boxes? I mean, they're quite big boxes, just wondering what they were.
Well, these are the famous trunks that we have to pack all our papers and everything in before we go to Strasbourg. 1 week in every 4 weeks, we have to move everything from Brussels to Strasbourg, which is about 5 hours away by road. That's where the full Parliament sits.
Why do you think other people, young people, think your job is so boring?
Well, you tell me.
I think it's because we don't know enough. We're not educated about it. And like it's only today that I've actually found out what an MEP does. And if it wasn't for today, then I wouldn't know. And I don't think I'd be interested because the lack of knowledge.
I'd love to be getting emails and texts and letters from thousands of young people in Wales telling me about the issues that they want to raise. I'd like to see more young people from Wales coming over to Brussels and to Strasbourg and having experience of working in the Parliament and coming to see what we do. That's really, really important.
Spending the day with Jill certainly changed our opinions of MEPs. It's definitely worth finding out more.